Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2, 2. Check 1, 2.
Let's all turn to page 10. Ya la 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 ah la 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 ah la 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 hine ma tov manayim shevet achim gam yachad hine ma tov manayim shevet achim gam יחד. לה 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 לה. מה יפה היום שבת שלום, מה יפה היום שבת שלום, מה יפה היום שבת שלום, מה יפה היום שבת שלום. ידיד נפש ורחמן משוכבך אל רצונך, ירוץ שדך כמו היער, ישכב אל מול דרך. הלאי 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 Amen.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Jerry. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Can we come up here? I don't think the mic is working now.
At least.
Shabbat shalom, all.
Shabbat shalom.
Wait, let's try that again. Shabbat shalom, all.
Shabbat shalom.
All right, good to see you guys. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Yeah, raise your hand if you had a nice Thanksgiving. All right, good. And you're definitely did. All right, and you're feeling grateful today, this evening? Feeling grateful? Well, let's see. I would love to hear some things that you guys are feeling grateful for this evening. What are you feeling grateful for? Alia, what are you feeling grateful for? Cookies and cake.
Cookies and cake.
I like that. Me too. Gloria, what are you feeling grateful for? For your family. Wonderful. Thank you. Who else? Arlene? Feeling grateful for family? Wow, awesome. Arlene said the first time in 3 years that you've all been together. Thank God. That's great.
I'm grateful for Amtrak.
Ah. Where did Amtrak take you, Cantor?
To just outside of Boston to Salem.
Oh, very nice.
Very nice.
That's very cool.
Yes, a lot of witchcraft stores in Salem. Big industry.
Wow, that sounds like an exciting Thanksgiving.
It was.
All right. Well, we are going to begin on page 12 with Psalm 95.
Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Naria, naria, letzur yishenu, nechad mafana betoda. Naria, naria, letzur yishenu, bismilos naria lo. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai.
Page 13, Psalm 96.
Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz, shiru l'Adonai shir chadash, shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz, shiru sing unto God all the earth a new song. Adonai kol haaretz shiru Adonai shir chadash. I will sing unto God a song.
Page 14. In the English, the indented paragraph together. Let the heavens all the trees of the forest shout for joy at the presence of Adonai. For God is coming. For God is coming to rule the
Arua Latzadik Rishrei Lev Simcha Arua Latzadik Rishrei Lev Simcha Rishrei Lev Simcha Arua Latzadik Rishrei Lev Simcha Rishrei Lev Simcha Zarua, Latzadik, Ulishrei Lev Simcha. Zarua, Latzadik, Ulishrei Lev Simcha. Simchu tzadikim b'Adonai, vehodu lezecher kodesho.
Psalm 98.
Mizmor shiru l'Adonai, yalai lai 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 lai, yalai lai 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 lai, yalai lai 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 lai, yalai lai lai. Adonai shir chadash, shiniflaot ha'asa, Hoshia lo yeminu, uzra kodsho, diar Adonai yeshuato, leinei hagoyim, gilad tzidkato, zachar chasdo Leveit Yisrael, Ra'u chorafsei haaretz, et Yeshuat Eloheinu, Ariyu Adonai kol haaretz, Pitzchu v'ranenu v'zameru, la 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 la. Adonai kiva lishpot haaretz, yishpot tevel betzedek ve'yamim b'meisharim, yalai lai 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 lai, yalai lai 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 lai, yalai.
Page 16 together. Sing praise to Adonai with the lyre. with the lyre and melodious song, with trumpets and the blast of the horn, raise a shout before Adonai, the ruler. Let the sea and all within it thunder, the world and its inhabitants. Let the rivers clap their hands, the mountains sing joyously together at the presence of Adonai. For God is coming to rule the earth. God will rule the world justly, and its peoples with equity.
The bottom of the Hebrew on page 17. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'ar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'ar kodsho ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'ar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'ar kodsho ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu.
Page 18.
Mizmor LeDavid Avul Adonai B'nei Elim Avul Adonai Kevod Va'oz Avul Adonai Kevod Shemo Ishtachavu Adonai Behadrat Kodesh Kol Adonai Al Hamayim El HaKavod Yirim Adonai Al Mayim Rabim Kol Adonai Ba'koach Kol Adonai Behadar Kol Adonai Shover Arazim Vayeshaber Adonai Et Arzei Alvanon Vayarkidehem Kemo Egel Levanon Vesirion Kemo Ben Reimim Kol Adonai Chotzev Lehavotesh Kol Adonai Achil Midbar Achil Adonai Midbar Kadesh Kol Adonai Echalel Ayalot Vayechesov Yehat Uvekolo Kulo Omer Kavod Adonai Lamabur Yashav Vayeshev Adonai Melech Leolam Adonai Oz Le'amo Yiten Adonai Yevarech et Amo Vashalom.
Page 20. L'chadodi.
So last week we closed with a melody that I mentioned is written by our upcoming guest artist, Yahala Lachmish. who is the Paitanit and Chazanit of Kehilat Zion in Yerushalayim. She's going to be with us on December 10th. I'm very much looking forward to our welcoming her. And I think Shai and I are ready to use that melody. Yes? Good. So we closed with Adon Olam last week. And we'll do it again this week, just to familiarize ourselves. So the melody is la 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 la. La 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 la.
Just try to fix that, everyone. Repeat after me. La 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 la. La 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la.
I think we've got it. Good.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. La la la. לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, ישמענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד, או שמו אחד, לשם ותפארת ולתהילה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Verse 2. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה מחשבה תחילה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי אורי, שדברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. If you would like to rise to greet the Shabbat bride, I invite you to do so. If you prefer to remain standing, that's okay too. Remain seated, I'm sorry, that's okay too. בואי ושלום, ותרד בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Page 22. A song for Shabbat. It is good to praise Adonai, to sing hymns to your name, O Most High, to proclaim your steadfast love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night. With a 10-stringed harp, with voice and lyre together. You have gladdened me by your deeds, Adonai. I shout for joy at your handiwork. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני.
ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינור. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. כי שמחתני אדוני בפועלך, במעשה ידיך ארנן. מה גדלו מעשיך אדוני, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. צדיק אתה מר יפרח, כארז בלבנון ישגה, שתולים בבית אדוני, בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו. עוד ינובון בשיבה, דשנים ורעננים יהיו להגיד, כי ישר אדוני צורי, ולא עוולת בו.
Page 25. Waking from his sleep, Jacob said, "Truly Adonai is in this place, and I did not know it." He was awestruck and said, "How awe-inspiring is this place! There is none other than the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven."
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem LeShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barechuni LeShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedechem LeShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Please close your books. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. And happy second day of Thanksgiving. Lee was telling me that they observe 2 days of Thanksgiving in their house, Sandy and Lee. So, and the good tradition of Judaism, not 1 but 2 days of the festival just makes it even better. So do leftovers, right? Thanksgiving is a major holiday in my family. It's the one time in the year when all of us, my parents and my grandparents when they were living, my brother and sister-in-law and nephew, my aunts and uncles and cousins, all get together in the same place for a few hours to eat, relax, reminisce, and check in with each other about what's going on in our lives. The core of my family is still in Texas. The rest of us are scattered around the country. But on Thanksgiving Day, most of them anyway, we're all at my aunt and uncle's house in Austin. It's a tradition that began 34 years ago. We generally all had Thanksgiving together even before then too, but it all changed in 1988. In August of that year, my grandmother, Lois, died suddenly from a heart attack. My grandfather, Lou, couldn't bear the idea of hosting Thanksgiving at their house as they always had without her just a few months later. So their children, my mother among them, decided it would be a good idea to give him a change of scenery and move Thanksgiving to Austin, where my aunt lives. It made sense anyway because the Texas Longhorns always played the Texas A&M Aggies on Thanksgiving night. And that would enable us to go to the game together as a family after dinner, which, in order to make the game in time, had to happen around 2:30 or 3 at the latest. So when I was 15 and my brother was 11, we started an annual tradition of making the 2.5-hour drive from Houston to Austin early on Thanksgiving morning, and then arriving to play some football together in the front yard, eat a delicious Thanksgiving meal prepared mostly by my grandfather, watch the Cowboys game on TV, and then head over to Memorial Stadium to watch the Horns battle the Aggies. It was truly a wonderful experience for us. We all look forward to it every year. No one more than me. We have so many stories from those Thanksgivings over the years that live on in family lore. And we love to retell them year after year and laugh about the great football debates and the off-color moments and my grandfather's unforgettable one-liners. But then, of course, things started to change as time went on. I went off to college, then my brother and my cousin a few years later. Eventually, we graduated and moved away. So we had to fly in, which became more expensive. At some point along the way, the Longhorns and the Aggies stopped playing each other on Thanksgiving night and then stopped playing each other at all. And my dad and my brother were allergic to my aunt's dog anyway. So instead of staying overnight, because there was no game anymore, we started driving back to Houston after dinner, making it a pretty long day of driving. In time, spouses joined the family and children were born. And through all of this change, our tradition endured. Come Thanksgiving week, we packed up our car seats and strapped them to our backs and headed to the airport. On Thanksgiving morning, we put our infants in the car and drove up to Austin, sometimes with them screaming the whole way. But no matter what it took to get there, come Thursday afternoon, we were all standing there in a circle in my aunt's living room, going around to each say what we're thankful for and introduce new significant others or the new baby and talk about our upcoming move or our exciting new job or whatever was going on in our lives that year. My family has been deeply loyal to this tradition, even when life gets in the way. This year, as it happens, is only the second time in 34 years that we didn't get together.
the realities of life and aging made it impossible to travel and be together yesterday. So we did it on Zoom instead this morning. We've upheld this tradition year after year because, well, obviously we care about each other and we enjoy being together. And most importantly, we've done it to honor our patriarch and matriarch, Lois and Lou, my grandparents, who taught us that family is the most important thing and left us a legacy of love and a lot of great memories to reminisce and laugh about too. Our parasha this week, Toldot, comes around every year at just the right time. It begins Ve'ele Toldot Yitzchak in Hebrew, meaning and these are the generations of Isaac. The and is important. Why and these are the generations? After all, we've been told you're not supposed to begin a sentence with and yet the Torah does. Because right before it, at the end of the previous portion, it lists out the generations of Ishmael, Isaac's half-brother and Abraham's firstborn child. And we know the story of Ishmael. To recap, Abraham and Sarah couldn't have children for a long time, so Sarah suggested that Abraham try to conceive one with his maid, Hagar. And he did, and Ishmael was born. But then, surprising exactly no one, Sarah regretted encouraging her husband to sleep with the maid. And when Sarah finally gave birth to Isaac, she gave Abraham an ultimatum. Send Hagar and Ishmael away, or else. Now, poor Abraham wasn't sure what to do. He loved Ishmael. He didn't want to send him away, and he was terrified for his son's future. But God told him it would be okay. God would watch out for Hagar and her son, and one day Ishmael would become the father of a great nation too. So at Abraham's instruction, Hagar and Ishmael went their own way. And the two branches of Abraham's family grew up separately, in different places, and not in good touch with each other, to say the least. But here's where that all-important and at the beginning of our parasha comes in. The Me'orei Naim, an 18th century Hasidic commentary on the Torah, says, the and is there to remind us and them that despite their estrangement, despite their very different paths in life, despite whatever fallings out there were between them, the generations of Isaac and the generations of Ishmael are still and forever family. These are the generations of Ishmael, and these are the generations of Isaac, linked together. They may have been separated by distance, by painful family dynamics, by religious beliefs, and even by chapter and parasha breaks in the Torah. But none of that changes the fact that they share a common patriarch, who, though he made plenty of mistakes, did the best he knew how to raise them and leave them a legacy worth honoring. I think this is not just the story of one family. It is, in a sense, a story about all families. Many families go through trying times that strain their relationships. Over the course of a family's collective life, there may be conflicts and hurt feelings and tensions that make it feel too hard to overcome, too unpleasant to come together again, too much work to mend. It's far easier to avoid the discomfort by just avoiding them, and so we do. Other families may not have these kinds of schisms or tensions, but as time passes and the generations multiply and disperse, our connections with our families start to fray just by attrition. We all love and care about each other, to be sure, but the inertia of the day-to-day is strong. And it's really easy to lose touch, not intentionally, but because it's true that when people are out of sight, it's easy for them to slip out of mind. To me, it's the call of the Torah not to let that happen. Not to let our families drift apart for lack of effort, and not to let them fall apart because of conflict or bad feelings. In the Kabbalah, Abraham, the family patriarch, is the paragon of chesed and ahava, meaning kindness and love, because of his gracious hospitality and his undying devotion to God. But tragically, because of his own bad choices, to be sure, like sending one son out to fend for himself in the wilderness and almost sacrificing the other one on top of a mountain, his children and their subsequent generations became estranged from him and from each other. But the Me'orei Naim teaches that it's our responsibility to honor and elevate the good things about Abraham's legacy. His abounding love and generosity and kindness for future generations. We can do that by taking that "and" at the beginning of the sentence seriously and remembering that no matter where we disperse to, no matter what has transpired between us over the years, no matter how different we might be or how unintentionally we may let the days and years go by without making an effort, our family is still and always will be our family. Sadly, Ishmael and Isaac waited until Abraham died to finally come back together, which is something I see all the time. People holding on to their grudges or just not going out of their way to be present with their parents or grandparents or siblings until there's a funeral. But it doesn't have to be that way. We can make the effort now to honor Abraham's legacy of chesed and ahava by showing chesed and ahava to our own families, even when it's hard or inconvenient to do. It takes work. You have to be intentional about it and make the effort. But as my grandfather taught me, there's really nothing more important than this. Shabbat Shalom. Page 26 will continue.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
וילמד יברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי
בחייכון וביומכון וחיי דכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולמי עמיה
יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה
בריחו
לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה
תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעמה
ואמרו
Page 28, please rise.
La 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruchu et Adonai hamevorach, Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam vaed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed.
Page 30, together. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzvaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening.
Umavi yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uven laila, Adonai Tzvaot Shemo, El Chai v'Kayam, Tamid Yimeloch Aleinu, Leolam Vaed. Baruch At Adonai, Amari v'Haravi.
Amen. Page 32.
Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Avta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shofbeinu, Ukumenu nasiach b'chukecha, V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, U'mitzvotecha leolam va'ed, Ki hem chayeinu, Ve'yorech yameinu, Uvahem nege yomam v'layla, Nege yomam v'layla, V'yahavata al tasir, Mimenu leolamim, Baruch ata Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated. Page 36.
V'yahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meyodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם.
Ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, lihyot lachem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Adonai Elohechem. Amen.
On 39, responsively at the bottom. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth.
The heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages. Time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. Page 40.
Who is like you? Adonai. Who is like you? Adonai. La 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot, oh seifele, nora tehilot, oh seifele. Who is like you? Adonai, who is like you? Adonai, Malchutecha ra'u banecha, okeyam livnei Moshe u'Miriam. Zeili amnu ve'amru Zeili amnu ve'amru Adonai Gimlo ונאמר, יפדה אדוני את יעקב, וגואלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
Page 42.
השכיבנו אדוני, אלוהינו לשלום, לשלום. השכיבנו אדוני, אלוהינו לשלום, לשלום. השכיבנו אדוני, אלוהינו לשלום, לשלום. השכיבנו אדוני, אלוהינו לשלום,
לשלום. Lift us up, Adonai. You spread your wings over us all. Keep us safe and give us peace. Leshalom, leshalom, leshalom. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, leshalom. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, leshalom. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Leshalom, leshalom, leshalom. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Join me. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and to peace evermore. Ushmor tzeteinu uvoenu lechayim ulshalom me'ata ve'yad olam baruch ata Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. On 45. A thought has blown the marketplace away. There is a song on the wind and joy in the trees. Shabbat arrives in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night. Eternity utters a day. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד היא לעולם, עוד היא לעולם, עוד היא לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Page 46, please rise. Adonai שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון גומר גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם מחלקל חיים בחסד מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים סומך נופלים ורופא חולים ומתיר אסורים ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומדומה לך מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל ברוך אתה אדוני ומחיי הכל אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Feel free to continue davening at your own pace in your private meditations, or you can join me on page 60, along with my friend Erev Chazan, David Epstein, for the evening prayer for peace. Shalom Rav Har Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam.
Shalom Rav Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam.
Shalom Rav Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam.
Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום.
It's a blessing to have someone with such a beautiful instrument to harmonize with, a beautiful soul, and one of the challenges is always knowing who's going to harmonize. Thank you, David.
Asher koach. We pray now for our loved ones and friends, family members, members of the community, and people whom we don't know and who we do, and ask God for healing and strength for them. If you're praying for someone this evening and you'd like to share their name, I'll invite you to do so as my eyes meet yours. Thank you. Thanks, Barbara. Thank you, Rochelle. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Ilsa. Thanks, Jerry. Thank you, John. Thank you, Ellen. Thanks, Arlene. May God be with them and bring them a speedy renewal of body and spirit. Page 253.
מקור הברכה לאמותינו. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi shepelach imotenu, מקור הברכה avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Page 282, please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל עמונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. We remember now our loved ones and members of our community whom death has taken from this world. If you're comfortable and able to do so, I invite you to rise as you hear the name of your loved one read. On this Shabbat, we are in Shiva, the first 7 days of mourning for Daisy Schott. We are in Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning for Norman Bell, Audrey Burke, and Carl Rabinowitz. And we recall the yahrzeits of Stanley Bresnik, Beverly Helfer-Grand, Robert Carlin, Sylvia Kramer, Theodore Lazar, Herman Newmark, Jack Permut, Morris Redleaf, Sarah Redleaf, Diane Carlin Tate, and Samuel Echt. If there's someone you're remembering whose name wasn't read and you'd like to share it with us, I invite you to do so now. Zichronam livracha. May their memories be for a blessing. If you are comfortable, I invite you to rise. For Kaddish, if you prefer to remain seated, in accordance with your practice, that is good as well, and you may remain seated. Page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba.
Amen.
Be'alma divara chirute v'yamelich malchute. B'chayechon uvyamechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kariv ve'imru amen.
Amen.
Yehe shemei rabba mevorach le'olam ulalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen.
Amen.
Yehe shlama rabba min shmaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Amen.
May the one who makes harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all the world. May their memories be a blessing. We say together,
Amen.
Please be seated. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Several thank yous to make. First, I want to say thank you to Cantor and Shai for the beautiful music. Thank you also to David Epstein, our Cantor in training. David, how much longer do you have of school? 3.5 years. Okay, it'll go by just like that. Fantastic. So a Cantor in formation, and it's an honor to have you here, and we'll call you in a minute to lead us in the Kiddush. I also want to say thank you to our executive director, Stu, in the back, and Jason, who's managing our Zoom. So tonight is the first, is the debut of some new technology in our chapel. And so Stu and Jason are here to manage that and to get it all up and running and work out whatever kinks they are. So thank you for your patience with all of that. We'll get it in good shape very, very soon. And thank you to Stu for all the work that you've done, Stu, to install everything that's been installed and transformed this room into a chapel of the future. It is a chapel of the future. All right. Thank you to the Margoloff family for the challah and our oneg bakers. So if you're here in the room, and I'm sorry, before I do the oneg bakers, thank you to Phil for ushering, stepping in. Phil comes every week and takes it upon himself to usher. And Phil, really, we're grateful for you. Thank you.
Phil.
And now we're going to honor our oneg bakers. So if you're in the room, please rise when your name is called so we can honor you. Linda Diamond.
In absentia.
Roberta Lulov.
Roberta.
Sharon Freeman.
Sharon.
Ellen Safian.
Ellen.
Maria Margoloff.
In absentia.
And Martha Hirsch.
Martha Hirsch.
We know that there are many, many wonderful bakers in this community who, for one reason or another, have chosen to remain a secret.
Secret bakers.
But we invite you now to reveal yourselves and contribute to the baking for the oneg. It's very easy to do. All you need to do is pick up your telephone or pull out your mobile and text Joy P. It's very easy. 1-800-JOY-P. I think maybe we should get her that number. Anyway, call Joy P in the office. Let her know you'd like to bake, and she can plug you in.
Bake Now works.
Okay, that works.
Yeah, because
That's pretty good. All right, so I'm going to invite David to come on up and lead us in the Kiddush, and then Cantor will close with something.
Adon Olam. Any other announcements we have? Things coming up?
Please.
Torah study tomorrow, 9:15.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a fun family Friday Night Live next Shabbat, next Erev Shabbat. Just check your email. All the details are going to be in the email.
Thank
Tell
you,
your friends.
Sharon, and your team for putting that together.
And then December 10th, after Shabbat, we're going to have Yahalal Achmish all the way from Jerusalem. I bet David has even heard her. Yeah. So an amazing talent. Please join us for that. And without any further ado,
Please rise.
and tomorrow we celebrate the bar mitzvah of Max Gershwin.
Yes.
So Mazel Tov to the Gershwin family. Take it away, David.
Amen. Ki hu yom tefillah lemikra'ei kodesh zecher litziat Mitzrayim ki vanu v'charta yotanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'ratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai.
Amen. Chaim. Make a motzi. Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen.
Yasher koach, David. Thank you. All right. Cantor, take it away.
Adon olam asher malach בטרם כל יציר נברא, ליד נעשה בחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא. ואחרי ככלות הכל, לבדו ימלוך נורא, והוא היה והוא הווה, והוא יהיה בתפארה. והוא אחד ואין שני, להמשילו, להכבירה, בלי ראשית, בלי תכלית, ולא העוז והמשרה. והוא אלי וחי גואלי, וצור חבלי ביצרה, והוא ניסי ומנוס לי, מנת כוסי ביום אקרא. בידו אבקיד רוחי, ויהי הישן ויעירה, ועם רוחי גביעתי, אדוני לי ולא אירא.
Good job tonight, Sean. Thank you. You too, always. We're gonna sushi again. I'm just waiting for you to tell me. Whenever you tell me, I'm game.
Shabbat shalom, Shai. It was very good. Nice sermon. How did it all work out with the tech? The camera's fine. What's happening is last week pulls the plug decided to go and then we did tech rehearsals, everything was fine, and then 5 minutes before the service, all of a sudden, like that mic was working, but he unplugged it to plug in his. So I actually put it on our staff, our clergy student agenda. Like once we do the tech setup, like Friday morning, no more changing plug. It'll be better. There'll soon be an audio system in here that can be completely controlled remotely. So no matter what he does, he can still be set remotely. Okay. But we should have to get to the point of running in and. Yeah, I wasn't sure what all was. No, everything was fine. Just the audio was off because of changes. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. The other drawing. Sound good tonight, the picture matters. Oh, good. Yeah. Excellent. If you're here tomorrow, yeah. Good. Nice Thanksgiving. Yeah, very good. Thank you. What about you? I was going to go to Sarah's Strawberry Farm. Oh yeah. But I didn't want to drive 10 hours. 10 hours. I mean, 5 hours there, 5 hours here. Okay. Yeah. I just like I just made. Oh, okay. Yeah. Maybe next year. Yeah. 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 I'm happy you went to it. Thank you. I did. Yeah. I was with my friend who lives out in Westchester.
Thank you.
Check, 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 check. 1, 2. Check, check, check. 1, 2. I am not a rabbi. I am not a cantor. Hello. Shabbat shalom. 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 I can sing falsetto, but not very well. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sibilis, Sibilis, Sibilis. Yes, audio in. I'm your father, Luke. Luke, I'm your father. It's not. Shalom. Shalom. A, B, C, D, F, G. H, J, F, K, L, M, N, P. Dress, M, V. W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my A, B. Do you need me to keep doing this, Jay? Do you need me to do it anymore or no?